Hello and welcome to round one with Thoughtcast Affinity. Our opponent's mulliganing to 6, and we've got a pretty clear keep here. We actually just get to play every spell in our hand on turn 1 except for one. Um, I think the right play is both of the creatures. You can Thoughtcast, but that doesn't get us anywhere immediately. Plus, if you Thoughtcast into an additional land, you can play any 2-drop you would draw. Well, interesting. So they're keeping a 4. Dredge? Dredge tends to be a deck that mulligans a lot. I don't know. We shall see. Oh, fish of some kind? Okay. So, Nexus, Ornithopter, that. But I was gonna. Oh, I wanted to do fun things. So this is Affinity versus Merfolk. So I like Thoughtseize in this matchup. Um, because of I don't like Thoughtcast for the record. I think that I don't want to be doing that. I need to just be doing things. I don't want to lose to Hercule, so I want those as marginal upgrades. I like Etch Champion. Aether Grid's not terrible. I guess I've been like pretty unimpressed by Whip Flare, so I'll try Aether Grid over it. I don't want too many though, and Etch Champion's pretty good. I'm okay shaving a Memnite because we're boarding out Thoughtcast. And Grudge doesn't really do what I want it to here. I definitely want this Dismember. Let's just not Whip Flare. Let's just Dismember. It's just too easy for multiple lords to stack up. You can Whip Flare away elemental tokens off a Master, but you can also just Dismember the Master. Hangerback, whatever. It is a cute note that in this matchup, actually, I think Welding Jar is worse than Memnite here. Yeah. It's cute that the swamp is not giving my opponent's creatures Island Walk. If they're like slivers instead, this board plan's exactly the same as what I'd want it to be. I guess I'd want the Welding Jar against slivers because of Harmonic Sliver. But I think the rest of this is fine. Yeah, this is pretty obviously a keep. This hand is just figuring out sequencing real fast. It's probably just Overseer. I have all these things. Go. Yeah, definitely. Oh, white. Ooh, that's kind of brutal. Well, I will note there's no enchantment removal in the sideboard because guess what? Whenever they play Stony Silence, you don't have access to colored mana anyways, so you can't really do anything. This does not look good for us at all, for a lot of reasons. Oh, I just for should have played a. I guess it doesn't really matter. Uh, I don't know. Play that. Yeah, this is enough for me to concede. This clock is just going to be too much for me to surmount with what I have. Okay, so um, definitely want grid. I'm just not going to work. Thoughtseize is pretty good, though. Welding jar, you can just leave the party. And I think, I don't know if I want whip flare, actually. Back and forth on that. I wouldn't mind. Grudge doesn't seem horrific here. It kills Aether Vial and Splicer tokens and Spellskite that our opponent showed us. Um, so I guess I'll. I don't want to do that. I'm on the play. I just got to jam on my opponent. Just kill all their stuff. I guess this is 60 right here. So, yeah. I do, in fact, like all these cards, even though S Champion lines up poorly against some of their stuff. Notably Blade Splicer. Maybe I could have cut a Etch Champion for something. I would like to play first. Um, this hand is super medium. Not very happy with it. Guess I get the champ semi-early. No colored mana source in these is like pretty bad, so I think I'm going to mulligan. This is a hand I can get behind. Do I want a champion here? I'm not huge on a champion here. I am going to Thoughtseize on one because I want to use my 3 mana on turn 2 to equip plating. And I also... Whatever. Yeah, if my opponent has a hand like this, I want to take... Well, I guess this hand doesn't even do... What do I even care about in this hand? So there's a Splicer. So Militant, Familiar, Arbiter, Splicer, Blank Enchantment, Ghost Quarter, and a Plains. I think with my hand being land light, I think taking the Arbiter is most important so I don't get Ghost Quartered off doing things, I guess. Though, I don't think Judge Familiar does anything. So the options are really Blade Splicer or Arbiter here. So I guess I get to cast the plating before my opponent Ghost Quarters me. Now, I don't want to risk. I don't want to risk randomly not being able to cast the cards I draw. But Splicer's just a good card that might be a problem going long. It's hard to tell. And my opponent still curves out if I take that. Let's take the Arbiter. They still need to draw a land to cast Splicer, I guess. This is just like Judge's Familiar, Dry Militant. Just going to cast the plating here, hopefully guarantee an equip next turn. I can take this attack easily. The idea of draw steps a land. Please do not Stony Silence me. That's all I want right now. I'm not trading. That's worth a damage a turn. I think I can brick the Militant a little better. Okay, well that's not Stony Silence, so I'm okay. That's a good draw. It's a very good draw. So this... this. Jam for a lot. Nah, actually, I don't know. Maybe I should have traded last turn. I didn't really. Uh, it's just hard. It's a hard spot where like I don't know if that 2 damage is gonna add up each turn, but at the same time like shrinking my clock by a damage. When I only had an attack for like an attack for 3 is super non-threatening with my cards, whereas an attack for 4 like actually increments pretty well. Drawing the Citadel kind of made it so I'd rather have traded. I'm just gonna take that. I think that having the Ravager back as a resource is pretty huge. If I get the chance to trade the Mem Knight, I'm definitely doing it. This is probably Blade Splicer. Sure, that's fine. I don't really care about that. Opal. Interesting. Just going to add some damage to the board. Good block on my opponent's part. Now we get to do some tricky Ravager stuff, probably. Interesting. Do I have responses? I don't think so. I think I just want to threaten killing my opponent in 2 attacks with this Ornithopter because I'm not dying in 2 attacks. I know their hand is a Mark of Asylum, and that's it. So I'm just like kind of hoping that they can't kill my Ornithopter, which is fine by me. Okay. Well, this is literally all I can hope for, I think. Yeah, no blocks. I don't think there's a 2-power flyer my opponent can play, which would be the reason to block the Militant with the Ravager. I get to put the counter on the Ornithopter. Dude, that's actually like kind of strictly better, right? Just end up with a counter on the Ornithopter and trade off here. Why would you wait? I'm trying to figure out. There's no reason to have waited there, is there? Yep. I think I'm pretty dead. Yep, super dead. Can't kill that. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, that was a true delight. Stony silenced. Still was reasonably close. Wonder what my opponent's last cards were. Well, that is a problem that you can run into with Affinity. Yeah, I guess waiting doesn't matter. They didn't wait till my draw step. I'm thinking like the Ghost Quarter line. Upkeep's clearly right with Path. I thought they were like waiting till my draw step for some reason, which is just not good. I guess passing in the end step gives me the opportunity to do something silly like Galv Blast something or them. But, yep, dead.